Uh, yeah, I almost got married. Good to know I didn't get carried away. Cause of the shit that she would say, just to ruin my day. My God, telling you, it's like blackmail on my iPod on repeat. Man, she was letting people think that I beat her just so that she can stay out of it. Oh man, I really hope she feels proud of it. Ridiculous, the shit I put up with. Bad bitch, look, getting my nuts kissed. Then I'm drinking a sun-kissed. Yeah, told her the story, she was pissed.
So that's the rap song he wrote about the time that he got so violent with his ex that she had to call the cops on him and get him out of the house. So, thanks, Brad. Let's get this going. So Brad Taste of Music posted another video, like, right when I was in the gym. Or maybe it was last night. And August was like immediately, she's like, hey, boom, Brad posted. I said, August, can you do me a favor? Can you download it? And she did, and then almost immediately he took it down. So I had that, and just in case. But somebody else also has it. They have it on YouTube, which is like easier to look through. So either way, this is, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. This is his statement, and then apparently somebody hacked his account, and they posted a couple of interesting audios, the incident, and then what led up to the incident. So it's a pretty, I don't know. We'll watch this after. Let's start with the statement.
So, let me start this.
I don't know why this guy keeps talking, honestly. He really should have just said nothing and came back. At his ex, last video, we saw that his ex didn't want to talk about anything. So like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
It's a very dramatic speech by saying that
he also said he was going to stay gone for a year. So
the last week or two, I haven't even been keeping track. The last week or two, it's really hurt a lot. It's really sucked, but okay. I've also gained a lot of information. I've seen how people interact with me, you know, who sticks around, who leaves, why that is. And I think that, like, a lot of it makes more sense to me.
Okay.
But today, okay, I'm going to be bringing up, yes, I am talking about this, I'm going to be bringing up my ex-partner.
Wow. This guy's just a glutton for punishment here, huh? You know, the last video that we saw, I gotta remember to put in the description, he like started bringing her up, and then he basically admitted he abused her. He's like, oh yeah, something happened, and then the cops came and took me away. And I'm like, I mean, there must have been some kind of a sign that the cops took you away if they took you away. So,
but I want to make it very clear,
okay,
that everything I am about to say, I have zero intention of saying like, or like trying to victimize myself through what she has done.
What she has done.
I'm going to be accusing her of some pretty hefty things, but I want to show you that I have a pretty strong understanding of the situation.
Oh, okay.
And I truly...
This video was posted like last night.
Do believe that, like, we are both victims in this situation. Like equally. And
why is this so important to you? Why is this so important to you to come out? There's really nothing is at any like threat of being posted or released about him. His ex even said that she wants to stay out of it. He already admitted he got arrested for domestic violence. Why don't you talk to a fucking therapist? I don't understand. Why don't you just talk to a fucking therapist about this? Why are you talking to us?
Even talked with her about this before, you know, like victims of the age of the internet. You know,
I mean, listen, it's possible that both of them, listen, it's possible that they're both like just toxic and having bad interactions. It's possible that one of them is abusive, the other one is engaging in reactive abuse. So, I don't know. We'll see.
But I think that it's different than that.
If you listen to the audio first, you can see all of his manipulation tactics. I want to start with this video first, since this came out first, and then we're, you know what I mean? Like, this came out first, and then the leaked audio came out. So I kind of want to look at it in like the order of that it came in.
I think that there is just something fundamentally broken between me and her. No,
that's why you're not together.
I did not abuse my partner. I have never even had a thought of harming her, like, once in my life.
Okay.
I've never put a finger near her.
Well, maybe that's why she left you, bud. You know, I put my fingers near my wife.
But also at the same time, everything she's saying, you know, about being extremely hurt and horrified and, you know, like, not wanting to be around me, and, you know, how she truly believes that everything she's done is in self-defense. And what I'm here to say...
Who cares? Who fucking cares? Listen, man, in general, I'm not even talking about this situation, but in general, this is how relationships are, especially people who are more toxic. Unfortunately, I'm a little more toxic. And so I've been in relationships that are toxic. We're both shitty to each other. We don't belong together. There's like a pattern of us moving in too soon, you know? And I'm sure that their expression of our relationship is more on their own side, just like my expression of my relationship is more on my side. You want to know why? Because I'm me and they're them. But, like, I'm not, like, you get to a certain point, it doesn't matter. The specifics don't really matter. It's just like, hey, listen, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to sit here and litigate, like, every single individual scenario, especially if you guys, and the way he's trying to communicate is that you're just toxic, which we might find out very soon is not even the case. So, what are you doing?
Say is,
unless he's trying to get in front of the controversy.
Completely believe her. But I also think it's worth mentioning the things that she did in self-defense and like why they would result in me losing it and screaming, you know?
Okay.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the main issue, me yelling. Like, when I get very angry or even excited or just anything, like, I get very loud. Like, it...
Yeah, I've done that before, too. It's not healthy.
I use my voice and the volume of it to really express it.
Are you doing a music review on your voice? What? Okay.
So, like, when I'm upset because of something, you know, and I start getting really loud about it...
That's scary. Listen, I've been in scenarios. This is the thing, is like I've been in situations where like I have a problem with, I'm older. The way I learned to deal with my anger is to not deal with it. So I've had interactions with like exes where they've done things that were like shitty. And I've heard it before and it like made me upset at first, but now I think I understand it. Is that like I remember I had an ex who would take my money all the time. And we were a lot of money in debt, like over tens of like almost, I think $20,000 in debt. And she would take my money and she would go get herself like fast food, and I would be like, "Listen, you got to stop. We're in a lot of debt." Blah blah blah. And then that would happen again and again and again and again, and then I would snap and I would start screaming, like, "I'm not proud of this." And one of the things that they said was like, "Oh, I didn't think you really cared because of the way that you express yourself." And that is like something that took me a long time to understand. Is that like I express myself at like an anger level like 5% or 10% until I get to anger. So like I could be 5% angry, I express like a 5%. I could be 10% angry, I express a 5%. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% anger, I express a 5%. 95, I escalate and I get really angry. And so, like, that's my problem, but it's still really scary, and that's not something I understood from the other person. Because even when I was that angry, I've never hit anybody, but it's hard to understand. Especially, I'm a guy, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", like how scary that is. And so it's like that's something that takes a while to come to an understanding of like that's a scary thing, and I'm not proud of myself. I'm not happy with myself, even if I had justifiers to be angry. I didn't have justifiers to express my anger like that. But the way that he's talking about it is like, yeah, when I get angry, I express myself through yelling. Okay, that's not really valid. That's not valid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get really like fucking angry and be like yelling. You're not like, it's one of those things where you should be looking back at this event and being like, yeah, that was like really shitty. But so far, you're kind of defending the way that you've expressed yourself. Like it was okay. It's not okay,
Like, that basically was her biggest fear because she had trauma with yelling.
Yeah, yelling can be scary. Yelling isn't just yelling. Yelling isn't necessarily just yelling. Yelling, especially from a big, intimidating guy or I'm assuming he was bigger. especially somebody who we've seen have like these manic episodes, somebody who's admittedly an alcoholic or a drug, some kind of an addict to something, that's fucking scary. It's not just yelling. It's yelling, and people, even if you don't think you're going to do anything, and even if you're not going to do anything, it's yelling with people, with the other person not knowing. That's scary. I don't like that. This is something that you should be. This is something you need to understand, especially, I think, especially as a man.
Make sure I get all the details right. This is kind of complicated.
So you probably shouldn't be talking about it.
So basically, for me though, like my family, everyone I've been around my whole life is loud. They talk over each other, they yell at each other, but they never mean anything bad by it. So I never really saw anything wrong with it. They're just trying to be heard and get their point across and, you know, show their emotions. And so that's like me when I'm yelling.
No. The reason I'm going to project myself onto this here. There's a difference between getting like loud and yelling. My wife and I get loud with each other all the time, and we like bicker. That's just like what we do. It's healthy for us, not for everybody. But we'll be like, rah, 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 rah. We don't even really get loud, but we get like rah, 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 a little attitudey. There's a difference between bickering and getting attitudey versus like yelling. Those are two different things. These are like two different things. So,
and so the problem is Tina.
The problem is that he's still a toxic person because he's justifying his shitty behavior. How old is this guy?
I guess I'm just saying her name. Sure, Tina. Tina rightfully like.
Who the fuck is he only 25?
Gets scared of that. Is horrified. What I'm trying to say by this situation is a matter of a bad match because we like worked perfectly with everything, but it really was me yelling. And again, if you worked perfectly with everything, then it doesn't make any sense. You just said that you just expressed yourself by getting loud. This doesn't make any sense. Because if that's how you just express yourself, that means that you're always being loud and yelling, whatever that means to you. And so if you worked really well, then you wouldn't be doing that. Or she would be comfortable with that type of yelling or getting loud. But we're not talking about that, are we? We're talking about a much more extreme form of getting loud. Basically yell because, you know, just like out of instinct of trying to get a point across, or even sometimes just tell a joke.
What?
And the way that she would handle it is she would feel hurt and scared. And this just kept happening over and over again where I didn't mean to scare her.
Well, how often are you doing this? Like, I mean, like when I would have issues with like, it really was like one ex in particular. It wasn't over and over again. This was something that would happen like rarely, and I wasn't proud of myself. Like, it's not something that I'm particularly proud of. You know, honestly, what really, you know, well, I mean, I'm in a much healthier relationship now, so I don't get in as angry, you know. But also, like my wife, like I like it was very early, not very early, but like we had an incident where like both of us were going back and forth, and I hit like an anger point, and I remember afterwards she's like, "That was scary," and that was the first time I ever heard that. I was like, "What?" I know that sounds fucking stupid. And like that is what really hit me. I was like, that you know what I mean? Like I know that sounds really stupid, but like I didn't realize it was scary. I know that sounds so fucking stupid, but like you don't know. I'm a big fucking guy, but I know I'm not gonna do anything, you know. But that was scary. So my wife's like, when you yell, it's scary. So I don't, you know. But how many times are you hearing from but this is what's getting me here is that your partner, you're consistently having a problem where you're yelling at her and she's saying she's scared. And you're just continuing the behavior. That's strange to me. You know, I feel like it doesn't take the most empathetic person in the world to go like, oh, fuck, if you're scared, like, that's not good. This is the person that you're saying you fit really well with. And you don't, I think that there's something to be said that if you actually love your partner and you respect them and trust them, and if they respect and trust you, then if they tell you something, even if you don't understand it, you should take that in and try to reflect on it for a period of time. That's what being in like a relationship is kind of about. That's what that's what trust in a relationship means. Trust doesn't mean like it's silly like a trust fall. Trust in a relationship means you are with a person and you have to trust yourself to pick somebody that's good for you, that you respect and also mutually respects you and puts in the same energy that you do, like productive energy. But you also have to trust your partner that when they say something that you don't understand, especially if it means a lot to them. If it really means a lot to them, that you sit back and you reflect on it. Because there's multiple times, and for both ways, where like she'll say something, and I'm like, I don't think that's true, but it means a lot to her. It's just something that she places a high value in that opinion or that specific thing, and like I know that I place a lower opinion in it. So I'm like, okay. Like a very easy example is like you go to the grocery store. This is just fucking stupid, but I want to give like a really low energy example. You go to the grocery store, and you know, let's say you have fucking fabric softener, and there's the brand name, and then there's the store brand, and you're like, no, I want to get the store brand because it's cheaper and it's the same thing, and your partner's like, no, get the name brand, it's just better. I feel better when I use it. And you're just like, well, okay, whatever, it means a lot to you, I'll get it. And then like 6 months later, it turns out that there's like some kind of carcinogen inside of the fucking store brand, and you're like, oh shit. You know, that's a low energy version of that, you know? That's a low energy version of what I'm talking about. So you have to be comfortable with those things. But if your partner's telling you that you're fucking yelling at them a lot and you're scaring them, why is that not a consideration in your brain?
Yeah, she got scared. She starts acting very nervous, and then I'm like questioning why she is. And then that's when like I would start yelling, and then I'd see how upset she was. I'm like, holy shit, wait, no, this is not what was supposed to, like, I was just trying to, you know, get my point across.
I wonder.
And that would basically be like a very scary memory, you know, being built. And that would happen over and over and over again.
That's crazy that it keeps happening.
To the point of where she started to fear me. And this is what I mean when I say that, like, everything she did is in self-defense. I am accusing my partner of blackmail, and I'm accusing my partner of gaslighting.
What?
And again, it's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense, and I don't like think that this is.
I'm like almost tempted to just.
You are one of my abusers, so I can damn fucking right do that to you. I can kick you the fuck out of here for what the fuck you've done to me. You've destroyed me.
What? How? All I've ever wanted to do is support
Stop lying to me for once. Look at me in the eyes and stop lying to me. Stop being such a wimp.
All I've ever
Look at me and accept what you have done to me. Do you see what I've become? You've killed me. You promised me everything. You lied to me.
What did I promise?
Look at me in the fucking eyes and say that again. Look at me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me what the fuck you just said. Tell me. Get out of my house.
I promised you.
Get out of my fucking house.
I promise you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
You're blind. I'm
Don't.
You are evil. Like, you're evil.
Oh. I
Oh, well, that's career ending. I don't think I've ever been that. I don't think I've ever expressed my anger that poorly before. Jesus Christ, that was horrible. Yeah, that's probably why he was arrested. He was clearly hitting, I think he was hitting his hand or something, and then he threatened to do something, and she said, don't do it. So that's pretty fucked. And this only came out because of him. So what led up to this?
my own head. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Literally, while I'm brushing my dogs, I'm just thinking, and you are asking me what I'm thinking about and not letting me not tell you. You are not letting me have privacy in my own.
So full of shit.
Like, that's literally what just happened. Like, I'm sitting here brushing my
Alright,
dog.
Tina, I'm gonna fill up a bowl. You do whatever it is you usually do.
God, I'm.
And we'll take it from there.
brushing my dogs,
Yep.
and you think that you are entitled to know what is happening in my brain. And you are not.
I think it's okay. So just to be clear, that fucking response is insane. We're going to put that aside for a second. It's okay to be frustrated if your partner isn't telling you what's going on in their brain. Like my wife and I, if we're having a thought, we will ask each other what's going on, and like we'll always tell each other. Or it might be just like, I can't tell you right now, like I just can't unpack it. To tell you that response is not warranted.
I'm just right and you're lying. But go on.
What am I lying about? Can you tell me if you're going to accuse me of lying? Can you tell me what I'm lying about? What am I lying about?
What are you thinking about?
I'm lying about what I'm thinking about.
Yep.
And you know that how?
Because I just know. Because I've been with you for 5 years.
Because you just know that I'm lying at what I'm thinking about.
I've been with you for 5 years. That's an important detail.
You've been with me for
because
5
I've
years.
actually had to deal with your shit.
So you've got to deal with my shit for 5 years, so you know exactly what
And
I'm
now
thinking
you're gonna
about.
throw it onto me. Oh, but I've had to deal with your shit. And look at you, Nia. You're full of shit.
So okay, so I'm sorry. So
You're
you're
full
so
of
wait.
shit.
So you accuse me of lying.
He sounds like he's on drugs or something here. Jesus Christ.
What am I lying about? You still haven't like outright said what I'm lying about. If you're gonna call me a liar, then
How about you tell me, Tina? There's
So-
so much.
so what I'm gonna tell you is that I'm not lying about anything. I'm sitting
Let's
here.
start with telling me
Brushing.
one thing you have lied about. What have you lied to me about, Tina?
What have I lied to you about?
So I can think of times where you have mistakenly lied. And
Yeah.
I've said you've lied.
Well, mistakenly lying is not really lying, is it? It's just kind of... it's more of like a misconception, but okay.
And no matter what I've said, you wouldn't accept that you lied to me. So you're a
So-
liar and you can't accept it.
So if someone,
Which is the worst combination
Well, if
I think
someone-
I've ever witnessed in a partner.
so if someone unknowingly says something that isn't true, where they don't know,
and they can't accept when somebody corrects them,
So-
then they're full of
No, no,
shit.
so
What are they
it's-
talking
And when
about?
somebody can't listen when their partner tells them and actually just deflects it and makes their life hell, then that's fucked up.
So
and
if-
then you're a terrible lying partner.
I'm wondering what this is about, because maybe some of the things... The problem is his reaction fucking kills it, but maybe some of the things that he's saying might be valid if I knew what they were specifically referring to when it comes to, like, these lies.
Who's emotionally abusive.
So if you
Do
say-
you want to continue?
So if you say something to me, if I say something,
No, if you want to be combative, we can continue being combative because clearly you are not paying enough attention
if
to
I,
this conversation.
I'm just trying to understand. So if
How
I
about
say,
you stop doing what you're doing with the dogs, look them in the eyes, and just tell me the truth, Tina?
what's the truth about what?
You tell me.
Okay. So if
Without being a sarcastic bitch, look at me in the fucking eyes and tell me the truth.
I have
In the eyes, Tina!
accidentally lied to you before. Well, I have like mistakenly given you.
Tina.
Sorry, I've mistakenly given you incorrect information, and I don't mistakenly giving incorrect information is not lying, and I am certain.
So
of it.
that's not an example then. Try again. An example where you lied to me.
I don't know that I took the dogs out, and I hadn't yet.
When?
I don't know. At some point, I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it right now," and then I didn't do it for another half an hour or something.
So you lied to me and you didn't even remember it.
Uh,
You don't even
A
remember
white
any
lie
details
about the dogs that I took care of. The
So
dogs.
it meant nothing to you. Just a little white lie
I
about
don't
the
know.
dogs.
I'm saying I'm
You're
sure
just
that
what?
it's
You're so
happened.
used to throwing white lies at me,
No,
you don't
I'm
even
not.
recognize this
No,
one?
that's not true. I just don't.
God, there's so many white lies, Tina. It's like if they're all white lies, then none of them are, right?
I don't. What am I lying to you about? I don't know what you're telling me I'm lying to you about. What's happening in my own brain? That's not fair. It's my own brain. You're not entitled to know that. I'm an individual. If I don't have a safe place within my own head,
Okay, Tina, I'm your partner of 5 years, and if you don't respect me as an individual, then you can, honest to God, get the fuck out of my house.
I have no idea what this conversation is truly about. I feel like so far the first problem is that he seems like he's on some kind of substance, which is a huge fucking problem. And secondly, like he's not even saying what the issue is. You know, based on the one example where she said she took the dogs out, and I'm gonna probably be potential. The example is that she said she took the dogs out, but she hadn't taken them out yet. Mixed with when he would talk about the first video where he would make all the money and then she didn't do anything. Maybe, and like this is being incredibly, if this is charitable to even bring it up, maybe there is some kind of deep-seated frustration with her for him feeling like he's taking care of all the bills and everything and she's not contributing enough. And then she makes these little white lies about stupid shit because she's like being extra lazy. But that's like me making a grand assumption. So definitely take that with a grain of salt. You know, that's a very grand assumption. But like he said, she kept interrupting his work while he was streaming. Is that part of it? I have no idea because I don't know what the fuck is going on. He's not being constructive in this, in any of this. Hey, sorry, I unpaused the audio too quickly because somebody sent a donation and I giggled. But yeah, I'm glad Ethan indirectly ruined this guy. Like, yeah, true. Okay. All right.
Both of our names are on the lease. So that's not going to happen. And also, you are not
I'm
entitled...
going to call the police.
For what?
Yeah.
I will get you out of here.
Both
I will make a story up. I will get you out of here,
Both.
Tina.
All right. Wow. You're definitely helping yourself, boss.
Our names are on
Was he
the
paying all the bills? That's my understanding, yeah.
lease, so you will not be doing that. And
I will say my partner has been emotionally abusive, and I've asked her to leave many times.
So, I mean, listen, the police are not going to get rid of somebody for emotional abuse. But the problem here is that the fact that you're saying you're willing to lie to get this person out of the house is obviously an insane red flag. I'm going to make a story up to get you out of the house is fucking insane. That's manipulative. You know what I mean? Because again, I've been in a situation where I was with a partner and she didn't really work and she would stay home and she would just play video games all the time and she would take my money when I would ask her not to. And, you know, I was working in 2 jobs in some instances and I was paying for a lot of things. Like she would smoke weed, she would need weekly massages, she would do this and do that. And it was a lot. And like I was very, you know, touch starved. The cuddling wasn't really something that we would do and we wouldn't really have sex and we wouldn't really do anything. And I felt like there wasn't a lot of appreciation, but I still felt a sense of responsibility because they had some of their own problems that I don't want to get to. So like I can understand being frustrated and I can understand like I can understand those things, but like but you're sitting here, you're on, in my opinion, some kind of drug. He's talked about how he had some kind of substance issue. And then you're talking about how you're going to lie to get the person out of the house. Like, that's fucking crazy. That's insane. Like, he's the manipulative one.
And despite the fact that I have no support system, she has refused to leave and has continued to emotionally abuse me. I need her to get out for at least a day. I need space, and she refuses. Can you please escort my partner somewhere else so that I can have some mental peace?
Yeah, the police aren't going to value that, bud.
That's
Right.
what I'm going to tell them.
that's so...
I'm going to call them.
You should call them and tell them that.
Okay.
You done?
Am I allowed
You
to
fucking
be
done.
quiet? Can I just need to know. I'll give you peace if I'm allowed to be quiet. Am I allowed to be quiet? Or do I have to share what's going on in my brain?
Wow. So, now that you actually know that you need to be quiet, it's also my fault.
What?
Can I be quiet?
Can you stop blaming me for shit?
Can I be quiet without you prying about what's going on? What I'm thinking.
Can you stop
But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit strange. He's asking her to tell him what's going on in her head, and then he's like, be quiet. It's kind of...
Stop being a horrific partner? Can you look at me in the eyes? Can you treat me like a person? Can you treat me like someone who's at your level and not someone who you can manipulate?
I don't know that.
You are evil.
What the fuck?
I just want to have peace in my brain.
And you will destroy me.
I just want
You will do anything.
I just
it
want to be
takes,
able to
Tina.
think quietly while I brush my dogs. I just want to be able to quietly reflect on my life while I brush my dogs without you asking what I'm thinking about and prying it out of me and thinking you're entitled to know what I'm thinking about. You're not.
I'm not even your partner, Tina.
You're not treating me like a partner.
You're looking around looking for excuses,
I'm
Tina.
not.
I literally am watching your body
I
language.
can't look in your
You look like
eyes.
one of those freaks on the fucking interrogation videos.
I can't look in your
Every single thing you're doing is full of shit.
No.
You're literally acting like the fucking criminals there, Tina. Like every action. I could record it. And it would be like, Tina's looking to the left while immediately, he asks a question and her eyes are moving around as she's looking quickly for
I
an
have
answer.
trouble with eye
because she has
contact.
no, you don't,
Yes,
Tina.
I do.
You are a lying, manipulative person.
I have trouble.
And you need to get out of my house.
I have trouble with eye contact. I do.
I am going to call the cops if you don't stop lying to me, Tina. Right now. This is it. Are you
What
done?
am I lying to you about?
All right.
What am I lying to you about?
All right. Well, you gotta hide the weed.
Brad, they're not gonna. We're both on a lease. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to say my partner is emotionally abusing me, and I've asked for space endlessly, and I have no support system. I moved out here for her, and I'm trapped, and I need space. She has her mother's house. I need
My
help.
mom is not. You can't push me out of my own.
Okay, well, he's fucking weird. I don't even know what to say. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. This guy is truly unhinged. I mean, listen, Jesus fuck. You know, again, I mean, in a couple instances, I'm trying to almost, I don't know if I would say plays devil's advocate. If he's sitting here saying that she's acting a certain way that's manipulative, I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying it is true. I'm not even, but maybe that's because she's recording. I don't know if she's trying to trap him, but I don't really, this doesn't give me like the I'm trying to trap him vibes. This gives me the, my fucking boyfriend is a psychopath and I need to record this. I just wanted to say that to be, you know, fully present both sides of the potential thing here. But this guy is fucking unhinged. And the way that he talks about it, like post, apparently this also happens all the time. This isn't something that like happened once or twice by his admittance. So there's a consistent cycle where he's having these meltdowns where he wants to call the police on her and get her out of the house and say she's abusive and manipulative, and he's willing to lie about things that she's done to him. So that's fucking crazy. You know, if this was like, hey, if this was like, that's the problem, is that he said that this happens all the time. If this was one fight that's like really bad, it's still really bad regardless. You know, and his reflection on it was like in a better, it was like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, I really hate myself for that. That's one thing. But this is something that he's said that happens consistently. And that's like a fucking problem. Jesus fuck.
It's a universal situation. I don't think.
Yeah, okay. So we just watched the audios. So for the people watching the video after the stream, we took like a minute or two to decompress after that. So yeah, you know, maybe we'll backtrack a few seconds, and this is pretty fucked.
It's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense, and I don't like think that this is a universal situation. I don't think this is something that represents her character. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship.
Okay.
So that she can protect herself from me.
All right.
And what she would do is basically tell me, like, when I'm yelling, because she's not listening to the words I'm saying while I'm...
Well, I have another one of the... I mean, this is already a huge problem. One of the biggest problems, too, is, like, he's still not communicating what the problem is. He's telling us that they would fight or something, and he would yell, and he's defending the yelling, but he's not talking about why they were fighting. Like, why don't you express to us what your fucking issue was with her? Why is this like, yeah, I would yell, and tell us why.
I'm yelling because, you know, she's terrified when I'm like loud, and she gets scared because she's afraid I'm gonna yell. So
I think it's more. From what I got out of that, it's like she's afraid that he might hurt her or himself.
she tells me that I'm not living in reality, and the reason I'm really bringing this up is because
Which I wouldn't doubt.
this event that just happened really woke me up
To what?
to the fact that, like, you know, she would basically say you're not living in reality, and I would agree with her and just like you know, try to like, because I loved her, I wanted to make it work, so I would just like listen to what she says about me, and then just, you know, even if I was hurt, I couldn't yell because like it was after I had already yelled that she'd say that, so it was better to just accept it. So I was
what caused the yelling?
constantly being gaslit all the time.
Gaslit. Sorry. So right now we're talking about something would happen that would make him yell. I almost guarantee you that it was unjustifiable. Like that, there's the only thing that could possibly justify that behavior is if I don't even know. I couldn't even come up with a scenario. So they have some kind of a fight. He explodes at her. He starts yelling, and then after he's cooled down, this is the part that gets me. After he's cooled down, this is how he's describing it to me, or to us rather, or this is how I'm interpreting it. She'll say that he's fucking basically not living in reality and that something's missing there. And then he disagrees with her, but he says okay because he wants to move on. That's fucking insane. Because in more typical, I guess you'd say, abusive scenarios, it's not uncommon for somebody to, you know, well, our abuser here, to explode and then the person to come back down, and then for the two of you to almost look at that person's explosive version as a different entity and almost bond over that. It's like a trauma bond. But like, it's not like he has these angry emotional outbursts where he's like, that was fucked up, I'm really sorry. It sounds like he's saying that he has the outbursts, and then afterwards they would talk about the outburst, and he would just agree with her to placate her, but he doesn't seem to disagree with the yelling. This is like even worse than like a typical anger explosion, because like, again, I've had moments where I've gotten really angry and I have exploded, and I'm not proud of it. And as like less than stellar as, you know, ex-partners I've been with, or one in particular, I never should have interacted like that, and I'm not happy with that, and like that's my fault. I should have just like left sooner, right? But like I don't reflect on it. I was like, oh, you know, he's and again, he says this happens all the time. That's fucking crazy to me, you know. This whole thing is pretty bad. Like, he still thinks that it's okay what he did. It's just like there's like 10, the whole situation is bad, but then somehow it's the worst version of the scenario anybody ever could have come up with. Because again, he's not even reflecting as if what he did was wrong.
And I'm pretty sure that my partner also felt like she was being gaslit all the time. Because again, we just were not a good match. Fundamentally, we were...
That doesn't make sense to me. But why would they feel gaslit?
A bad match. We had a lot of stuff in common, but this one aspect, like, basically, again, like, resulted in 5 years of gaslighting, and like, I went fucking insane.
I don't know. I feel... This doesn't make sense. Why would she feel gaslit unless you were gaslighting her? Because, like, I've been in, again, relationship. I felt like I was being gaslit. And it would work me up. Like, I was, my feelings were being devalued and undervalued, and, you know, like, like I said, they'd take my money and then they would go buy like stuff, and then I would just feel like, and they're like, well, you didn't care, blah, blah, blah. Or like, you know, a lot of little things, like we wouldn't hang out, and then they were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Or I would understand what it's like to feel, I guess, gaslit. I mean, you know. But like, I've never gaslighted. You know what I mean? Like, I would never go, oh, I could see why they felt that way. No, I would never see that, because I wasn't somebody who was like manipulative. I had my own. I was resentful, because, you know, I was working and they weren't, and I was really frustrated and I felt like they didn't respect me, so I was resentful, but I wasn't gaslighting them. Why would you understand why they would feel gaslit unless you were doing things that a gaslighter would do? This doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Like, completely insane. Like, just the
It just sound. That's incredible. Is this a good still? This is a good still for the video. Incredible. I just sorry. We gotta laugh a little bit. This is a very heavy topic, guys. This is fucking crazy. I don't know. I just this whole thing doesn't read as it makes any sense. If you can understand why your partner feels gaslit, that makes me feel like you were gaslighting them. That's not a hot take.
feeling that, like, no one's listening to me, no one understands me. And once again, a lot of that's the fact that I'm yelling.
Okay, but what is it that's riling you up?
And I have a partner who can't listen to me while I'm yelling.
But this problem is that you're not even telling us what the fucking any of the problems were.
There. And, like, yelling is how I get, like, naturally my emotions across. So much of me is being missed.
What? Dude, this is insane. Like, that's not okay. Saying, yeah, I just naturally get angry and start yelling is just how I communicate my feelings. That's not a good thing. We've all been there. I have an issue with my anger, and I'm finally at a point, especially with the help of my wife, where I express myself productively. Okay? But I've never looked back on an instance where I was yelling and gone like, that's okay, except for the one time that I yelled at a guy and I called him the R word. The hard R, no. Because I had parked in front of his house it was my wife's bridal shower. And I parked in front of his house. Nothing wrong. I didn't park on his lawn or anything. And for a half hour, because I was just picking up the stuff after the bridal shower was over, and I was loading up the car, and he put a note on my car that said, "Don't park here anymore." So I took the note and I put it on his house door, and he came outside, and I started yelling at him, calling the R word. That time, okay. Okay. That time was acceptable. The only time, okay? But like every other time, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I didn't really yell at him. I spoke loudly, you know. Guys, I was just raising my voice. No, but all jokes aside, like, I've never looked back and gone like, oh, that was acceptable. Like, I usually feel bad after I get like worked up and I get angry, because it's unproductive, you know. You don't want to be unproductive. This is fucking crazy.
And then again, it's like, I feel so slighted that, like, I don't give a shit.
Especially, sorry, this guy's a fucking creep. Especially since years before, when I was with a different girl, like 2 girlfriends before, my ex parked in the wrong direction on the road. If you guys don't know this, if you don't park the way with your car facing the direction of traffic is supposed to be driving, you can get a ticket. And my ex didn't park correctly, and we got a ticket. And I'm like, it all makes sense now because she parked in front of their house. So that stupid motherfucker probably called the cops for them to give a ticket. Probably like a cop buddy. So I was justified in calling him the R word. The hard R, like Linus says.
You know what she's talking about, because she just basically told me I'm not living in reality. I'm offended, you know.
But you just said that you agreed with it's okay. If she's telling you you're not living in reality, and you're telling us that you just agreed with her so that because you loved her and wanted her, well, then what the fuck are we doing here? You're not even trying to communicate yourself. You don't try to communicate what you're actually upset about, and then you just agree with her with something that you're telling us you don't even agree with.
Anyways, blackmail. So blackmail is maybe the most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life.
When you say blackmail, do you mean her telling you to stop talking about her and saying that she was shitty when she has recordings of you exploding on her in a way that's scary, or what do you mean?
Being recorded, like, without my knowledge, like having a partner constantly remind me that, you know what, let's take a break and okay, let me finish my sentence. Wait, what was I talking about? Anyways, let's take a break and talk about her concerns. Once again, like, I think that she had every right to feel the way that she did. I think that the
Okay.
way she handled it was really sad and misrepresentative of who I am as a person. That's why I even brought it up in the first place, because I felt so deeply betrayed. Because again, I've never had any meaning. Like, I've never wanted to do anything wrong to this person. Like, I still think about her. I still care about her. And like, yeah, no, my last video was like vicious and stupid, but also at the same time, it was me just like finally saying, oh, I'm just gonna like talk and say whatever. And it turned out this is like,
I'm just gonna talk and say. So that's what he's talking about. He's talking about when he was saying things about her, putting her, like, making it seem like she's in the wrong, and then she's like, "Stop talking about me, or I will release information about our relationship." That's not really blackmail, is it? I don't think it is. I mean, what do we consider blackmail? Ronnie Coleman. All right, I just said black. I actually spelled blackmail with a like. Okay, definition: blackmail. The action related to a criminal offense of demanding payment or another benefit from somebody in return for not revealing compromising or damaging information. I don't think that. I don't know. You know, I don't think that this is technically blackmail, but like, even if it was, this is not like, this is more of like, dude, you need to stop talking about me or I will. This isn't blackmail, because it's completely, it's like, oh, you better let me use your mailbox or I'll tell everybody that you suck dick at Lowe's. You know, that's like blackmail. Her saying stop talking about our relationship in a way that makes me seem like I'm the bad guy or I will release information. That doesn't sound like, that's more of like, shut the fuck up. You know, that's not blackmail. What?
I don't know, maybe the most important experience of my career so far.
What?
Yeah, so why is it that she's gaslighting me? Why is it that she's... Okay, wait. That's right. I was explaining basically blackmail. So blackmail is basically like somebody holding you by a chain at all times. Especially the person who I like cared the most about. Her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy. And the fact that, look, it's like
Are you saying that she does have that? Like,
I like cared the most about her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy.
it's crazy that you would give that information. You know, like, she got that information from the way that you act, right? We understand this. It's crazy that I acted like a fucking psychopath. And that, by the way, I think this is kind of a self-report. He's admitting the information's really bad. That's what he's doing here. He's admitting the information is really bad. I hope he says, or tries to at least claim it's out of context. He doesn't even claim that, though. He's like, she's using career-ending information against me. You gave her that information.
Times, especially the person who I like cared the most about, her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy. And the fact that, look, it's like I released the video, you know, and video was not the cleanest thing in the world, but like,
what video is he referring to? Is he referring to what led up to it? What is the video he's referring to?
Her first immediate response was the same thing I've been saying. She'll just like say,
or is he just talking about the first video he talked about her?
And video was not the life with over my head.
What is video is he referring to?
And the fact that, look, it's like I released the video.
Oh, I guess he's just talking about the one he was talking about her.
In the world, but like her first immediate response was the same thing I've been saying. She'll just like say it's self-defense, and then, you know, spread all this stuff that feels like, again, that like the video I talked about, you know, the video is me screaming because I'm being gaslit, because I'm not being listened to, because I'm
about what
yelling, and once again she can't hear a word I'm saying. She just hears yelling. She records it, she shows it to the cops, tells, you know.
So that's why they took him out of the house, because she showed the cops. Okay, that makes sense. If I was a police officer and I heard that, I would also take him out of the house.
How dangerous I am, they arrest me, and it feels like the biggest fucking betrayal of my life. That's
why
I brought it up, because like, yeah, that made me want to kill myself. But once
what
again, like, she truly believed she was in that much danger, and I think that she's completely valid for that, and that she's allowed to feel however she feels about
I don't think that you think she's valid for that.
the situation. She made a statement. I wanted to say something because I really just figured it out that, like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, you know, I have been behaving a totally different way for so long. You know, once I thought that I lost my YouTube channel, I really went into a deep depression. Like, ask anyone. But like the thing is that really made me make this video is that it just kept getting worse.
What got
And,
worse?
like-
What got worse? Was she threatening to release it? I don't understand.
In really weird and interesting ways where people are like really
Probably not.
showing their character around me, and I'm just like, huh, you know, and I'm absolutely hurt by it, but all I have left right now are people who I could spend a whole day talking to, which, you know what? I'll
What?
take that. And by the way,
By the way, not really a single time has he explained what made him angry or blew up other than she was gaslighting me. What does that mean?
entire internet for believing everything you read at face value.
He dropped a freestyle response to the audio she posted. Where?
Just know I don't blame you, all right? Because I would do the same, and that's just literally this culture, all right?
is this?
So, you know, this is me literally saying we are both victims of each other, you know, and that the relationship, like, dissolved in a way that that I thought felt extremely unfair. But
This doesn't. I'm not buying it, bud. I'm not buying that. That doesn't add up to me.
I can see like why she was as terrified as she was. But the reality is, once again, like, this is not a problem around people who are like me. It just
What?
happens to be the circle I have, you know? All the people who are around me who are just like tuned differently, you know what I mean? And I did hurt them, but like, once again, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. So like, it really isn't, you know, not my fault as much as it is, you know?
This guy needs to. He needs to see a fucking therapist.
Like, I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully this clears it up,
You're saying there's a 50-minute freestyle rap? What?
but knowing the internet probably won't, and I don't really care.
Yes, you do. You care a
Sorry
lot.
for not keeping up with the 2-year rule, but I don't know, maybe I just was like I guess I could have waited a little longer. I'm probably still taking a break, but I'm making music like all day. Like, I'm just in the studio, dude, creating crazy stuff. Listen to this, all right? All right, I gotta click this. Video unavailable. Well, guess you'll have to wait till next time. Peace.
What the fuck? Now I understand. So this is what we looked at before. This is the Google Drive or whatever. And then somebody apparently hacked Brad Taste and Music's account, and they got those audios up there. Oh my god, this is an actual 50-minute freestyle rap. What is this? This is actually just on his second account. Brad Taste, I'm assuming it's his second account. Do we watch this? I'm not watching 50 minutes of this.
I feel tortured, like the more pressure is gonna show up because the people left forever. And you know what? I'm not gonna pretend like this the end, like the hopes, cause I lost a couple friends. Nah, man, I'm still riding up in my Mercedes Benz, and I cannot play pretends with the shit that they saying. Look, I don't wanna mix words, alright? But I'm a fucking nerd. Look, I ain't never been this guy. I ain't never said.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I almost got married. Good to know I didn't get carried away. cause of the shit that she would say, just to ruin my fucking day. My God, telling you, it's like blackmail on my iPod on repeat, man. She was letting people think that I beat her just so that she can stay out of it. Oh man, I really hope she feels proud of it. Fucking ridiculous, the shit I put up with. Bad bitch, look, getting my nuts kissed. Then I'm drinking her sun-kissed. Yeah, told her the story, she was pissed. Man, they just can't handle it. Wearing these sandals, bitch. Why? Cause I'm looking like Jesus in this bitch. And I'm saying, God, please, I need Jesus in this bitch. But he said, stop cursing, I need Jesus in this place. And he said, that's worse. He said, son, you're a disgrace. Look, not my proudest moment, but I'll tell you one thing. That shirt was something, and I've been gone.
So that's the rap song he wrote about that time he okay, about the time that he got so violent with his ex that she had to call the cops on him and get him out of the house. So thanks, Brad. Keep it up. Great job.